water. So learner, we want to come with a conclusion basing on those observations that we have seen there. So conclusion, our first point. Conclusion, our first point is as follows. That all salts of sodium, potassium are soluble in water. All salts of sodium, potassium, so we can add ammonium because ammonium is another example of a positively charged ion, and ammonium are soluble in water. Think of any salt that has the word sodium, that has the word potassium, that has the word ammonium. Sodium sulfate, potassium carbonate, ammonium nitrate. So long as it has these three cations, then that salt will be soluble in water. That's number one. Number two, all nitrates are soluble in water. We can see that from the table earlier on. Any nitrate you can mention, sodium nitrate, potassium nitrate, magnesium nitrate, any nitrate you think of, then if you dissolve it in water, that nitrate will be soluble in water. Our third point about conclusion is coming from carbonates. We have said earlier that all carbonates are insoluble. That's the point we are repeating, that all carbonates are insoluble. But there is an exception. Remember earlier on we have said, the first point we have said is that any salt of sodium, potassium or ammonium is soluble. But here we are saying all carbonates are insoluble. That means we have some carbonates which are soluble. And these are the carbonates of sodium, potassium, ammonium. So we are saying all carbonates are insoluble except carbonates of sodium, potassium, and ammonium. So we have said earlier on that from the conclusion point number one, potassium, sodium, and ammonium salts are soluble. But here we are saying all carbonates are insoluble. That means the carbonates of these three, sodium, potassium, and ammonium, if you put them in water, they'll dissolve in water. So we are saying if you put sodium carbonate in water, it will dissolve. Put ammonium carbonate in water, it will dissolve, as well as potassium carbonate. Our fourth point of conclusion is coming from sulfates. We are saying that from the table we said earlier on that all sulfates are soluble. So that's the point we are emphasizing, that all sulfates are soluble. But we mentioned the ones which are insoluble. We said barium as well as lead what? Sulfate. So these two are insoluble. So otherwise the rest are insoluble. So we are saying all the sulfates are soluble except barium sulfate and lead sulfate. But remember we said calcium sulfate is slightly soluble in water. So it's good you also mention that one, that calcium sulfate is slightly soluble. Calcium sulfate is slightly soluble. Then our last point of conclusion is coming from chlorides. So we said from the table, chlorides are, most of them are soluble. So that's the conclusion we are coming up with, that all chlorides are soluble. All chlorides are soluble. And remember, we have said, we gave an example of the one that is soluble in hot water, and that was lead chloride. So it's good we mention that lead chloride is soluble in hot water. So you can only make lead chloride to dissolve when you warm the mixture. So learner, we are saying that from these 5 points, the salts of sodium, potassium, and ammonium are soluble. Our second point is that all nitrates are soluble. Our third point is carbonates. All carbonates are insoluble. All carbonates are insoluble. All nitrates are soluble. And then all sulfates are soluble. All chlorides are soluble. We have given exceptions. So we have come to the end of our lesson.